Now, it's going to change dramatically, and I think that what was important for me today is to give them the tools to be free tomorrow and to be European and to know where they live and what they can achieve. So I think that we are going to, once again, to have more pluralistic society. It's going to change. I think that there is a problem in the European perception as in the Western perception. Our societies are changing a great deal, and in 20 years, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be easy, by the way, because it's a real challenge. Pluralism is not easy. You know, to be in a monolithic society or in a ghetto, it's easier because you are with your own people. Now we have to deal with something which is totally different, but we have to be equipped, really equipped, because it's much more demanding than yesterday. Yesterday you can have just, you know, the implicit codes that you had with your own people, and that's fine. Today it's explicit and implicit. It's a necessity for you to decenter yourself from your own universe of reference. Globalization is not uniformization. Globalization is really deal with diversity, and so be able to understand that. So we need really, I'm not sure that we are getting the sense of these challenges that, for example, in our curriculum in schools, if you want to build a pluralistic society, it should be seen in your official curriculum. What are you saying about diversity? You cannot just continue to say we have only one memory and to live in the present with memories. It's not possible. It's just not logic. And I think that we have to change our perceptions first and then to come to official decisions as to in which way we are sending a signal to all the people coming from different backgrounds or having different backgrounds, that they are valued in this society and that their presence is a richness. For today, what we are saying is that your presence is a problem. No, they are. In fact, look, the political discourse has nothing to do with the social realities. I'm speaking about a silent revolution. In fact, if you take the surveys in 5 European countries about the young between 18 and 24, showed that, in fact, they are less scared than the elder people. Why? Because they live together. They know you, and they sit together. They are going to in schools together and living together. So I think that this is something which is positive. We are nurturing, you know, for very narrow, you know, vision of, you know, the next election. We have a political discourse which is behind the reality on the ground. There is something which is really important. Look, we are now dealing with the 4th or 5th generation of Muslims, for example, in France. In fact, the first generation came just to work with the idea that they were to go back, and they were invisible. And then it's as if they were not here. Now we have their sons and daughters being more visible, and we have this perception, oh, there is a community here. They are living in community. In fact, it's exactly the opposite. They were a community, invisible, and now they are coming to the mainstream, and you think that this is a community. In fact, your perception is behind reality. And I think it's going to change, and everywhere now you have this visibility. So there is something which is really important, to be ambitious but to remain humble at the same time, which is even for the people who are here. So, okay, you are becoming visible, but remain humble. Just deal with the legitimate fears of your fellow citizens, because some fears are legitimate. When you're asking what is my society is coming to be in 50 years, when you know that all the figures are telling you that, for example, the number of Muslims in Europe are going to triple. It's a question. So for the Muslims, not to sit down and to be arrogant, is to say, look, we have to respect the people around us. We have to understand in which way we are creating spaces of trust. So I see at the grassroots level very positive signals, but I'm not naive. It's going to be very difficult, and there is only one thing which is important, is that it's not a Muslim business. It's not an immigrant business. It's a social, civil society's business. It's us together. So this is why I'm now speaking always about a new we, which is let us come together on the commonalities, which is our common citizenship, and try to build something new together. And I think it's possible. It's already at the grassroots level, even if it's going to be very difficult.